Hi and welcome to the No Scrubs podcast by Melanin Medics. We're your hosts Ife
and Tenni, and the No Scrubs podcast is an opportunity for us to talk about everything that goes on inside the hospital, outside of the hospital, and then everything in between.
So sit back, relax, and listen to us yap about being doctors.
So, how are you?
Do you know what? I'm really enjoying the sun.
Yes.
It just feels, after this dreary, long-ass winter, I'm just so happy to have some sun.
I was so shocked though. I feel like it went from freezing, like sub-zero, whatever we were in, to sun.
Do you know what though? I'll take it.
Yeah.
I'll take it because, boy...
It's necessary.
It's necessary.
Vitamin D was needed.
Honestly. I'm happy to be able to put my vitamin D supplements away.
For
Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you just need a little bit of a break. You want the actual thing now.
The real deal.
Not the artificial vitamin D. I need it straight from the source.
And not the booking a flight to get like a week's long to come back and be shaking.
You know when you go on holiday, it's the coming back. When you land in the UK, it's so painful. Because when you land wherever you are, especially if you're going to a hot country, you can like smell the heat.
You know when it hits you.
Oh, you're like, yeah. I actually miss that so much. I miss being on holiday. I miss just landing.
Give me a life update. When was your last holiday?
So I actually went to Amsterdam in February for Valentine's Day.
Oh, nice.
But that's like a city break. I don't know if that counts as an actual holiday, but that was nice. It was cold though. Amsterdam is cold.
In February.
Like, I needed like goggles, protective goggles. I had scarf, gloves, everything. My eyes.
Crikey.
The wind was blowing into my eyes. I said, whoa.
Okay.
It was cold. What about you?
I did a city. I did Copenhagen in Jan.
Okay.
It was freezing.
Yeah.
But they have a spa hotel that was on my mood board for the year. And I was like, let's start ticking off the mood board. Like, let's get it.
Was it a solo trip or did you
go? It was a solo trip.
I've never been on a solo trip before.
Oh, I recommend. It was right before me starting ST3 as well. So I was like, I just need like a spa trip to relax, not think, and just make sure I start calm.
Yeah.
So I did 3 days solo, walked around the city. It's a quite small city. Explored. It was really nice.
Do you get bored going on solo trips?
On day 3, I was like, do I enjoy holidays? And I was questioning. Do you know what I mean? Because it's a very different experience. I think I enjoy like eating new food.
Yeah.
I enjoy like pampering yourself a bit. Do I necessarily feel like I need to go to every single country in the world? No. But I think I enjoy cultural experiences mainly surrounding food.
What about going by yourself though?
The solo aspect. I liked that I could make up my mind on the fly. There was no, I need to think about this person, or I'm not sure that we all want to do that. I could just be like, I see that looks cool, let's go over there. Like I had
there's no having to think about anybody else's opinions.
Yeah. And even if I had a timetable, I could be like, I can make up the time later, it's fine, I can go see that later. I want to see this thing here that's in front of me now, without thinking about anyone. So it's nice.
That's so nice. And do you know what? Doing that before you start training, I feel like is so needed, because especially if you're going to a competitive specialty. Do you know what? My friend and I were talking the other day, and we were discussing like, if you were stuck on a desert island, which 3 specialties would you take with you?
On a desert island?
Desert island, any specialty, like which 3 would you take?
I'd take an ED doctor.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Good at emergencies.
I'd take... Who else do you need? 3 ED doctors. No, what else can actually happen to you? You need someone who's handy. I'd take an orthopedic surgeon.
Ortho?
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah. Keep the vibes up. Like, good at construction.
True.
Come on.
True.
And then you need someone who's a bit more gentle, soft. Oh my gosh, now I'm going to offend someone by calling that whole specialty.
Yeah, no, I want to know who
gentle,
it is.
soft.
Who is a gentle, soft specialty?
I don't know. I was going to say like palliative. I hope that's not the end.
Why
the direction we're going on.
Why would you take a
desert
palliative care consultant?
I just need. Oh mate, no, I take psych. I'd take psych. That's what I take. I need it. I need it.
Do you know what? Let me tell you what mine would be.
Okay.
Because that is crazy. I would choose ED. Gen Surge. Because they can do all sorts of surgeries.
Where?
All those it doesn't matter.
You're stuck on a desert island.
If they need to.
With sand?
Doesn't matter. Like I feel like if someone had like, they've been like impaled by like a wooden something.
Sure.
They could be like, okay, right, it's probably in the spine right now. You know, they could do
with a scan.
More useful
with their CT
they'd be
scan.
more useful than an ortho.
The coconut scan.
Yeah. So I'm going Gen Surge, ED doc, and you know what the last one is, and you're gonna scream because you didn't think of this. infectious diseases.
Okay,
I'm on a desert island.
No, okay, you make sense.
I need someone who knows about the different diseases.
I still think it'd be ortho over gen surge, just because you can't scan anything. Like, you can't.
Well, ortho, what are they gonna do?
You have no anaesthetist.
Doesn't matter. But look, this is a film. This is like a really fictitious situation here. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, in the films where they have to do like surgery on the go.
Yeah.
On a desert island
with the sand.
They'll find knives. Like, we have a few things. Everyone can bring a bag. Everyone can bring like a bag of like tools. So an ED doc would bring the fast scan, of course, if they could fit it in. Surgeons would bring scalpels and like, you know, suture
and
kit,
like some rum to knock you out.
Yeah, you'd have to just cope, to be honest. I feel like there are people are living in these situations, you know, like in the war zones and stuff like that.
Yeah, okay. People
on the
make
field,
do.
they've got to do it.
People bring bags, but yeah, people make do and work it out. Yeah,
I'm surprised you didn't say plastic surgery though, because that's what you're going into. What you're
That's what I've started. Yes.
Tell us about it.
So I actually got changed from the hospital I was meant to start at to a hospital that's way further from my house. So I'm now renting. Yay!
Oh gosh.
Way further from home, and it's now a 2.5-bit journey to come like home and like get to London. But it's interesting. I started on the head and neck department, so big operations on people that can get quite sick. But it's nice. The team's so good. I really like my colleagues, and I think that's the perfect environment for starting.
Yeah.
And although I've like now got the choice to go back to my initial hospital because I got moved last minute, I'm kind of like, this team's good. Why rock a good thing? I'm further from home, but I don't know. I don't know whether I should just like ride it out a bit longer, enjoy the team I'm with, enjoy starting somewhere that feels safe, and then see how it goes.
Interesting. So far it's going well. It's been what, like a month? 2 months?
It's been a month.
Tell me though, why did you choose plastic surgery? It's literally never anything that's ever crossed. Like, surgery was never an option for me. Like, I just thought, no. But I just want to know, why surgery, and then why plastic surgery? Give us the tea. What's the rundown? How did you get to this point?
How did I get here? So I feel like plastics was kind of what even drew me to medicine in the first place. Obviously you're younger, you're watching like How to Look 10 Years Younger, Nip and Tuck. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I've always kind of been the kind of person that likes quick answers. I like to see results, so surgery's always done that. I like the different like ways you can offer support for patients as well in the plastics world. Not everything we do is necessarily going to be like saving necessarily a life in terms of this operation is literally between life and death, but it makes a great difference to how people experience their lives, depending on what kind of operation you're doing anyway. Some of them are very much life-saving, especially in the head and neck team. But yeah, I've just found that when I got to med school and I like found out a bit more about what the specialty entailed, I grew to love it even more. So from going to thinking about it being more of a cosmetic surgery thing and realizing that that's actually not what it is, and like plastic surgery is actually reconstructing bits of the body that have been like damaged from trauma, cancer, things like this, burns. I've just kind of been like, wow, you guys are amazing. You're so cool. You're giving people that opportunity to have their life back. So yeah, I've really enjoyed some of the like people I've met who are in it already, and I've just really thought it was a good thing to stick with. I'm enjoying the process.
So you wanted to do it from before you went to med school?
Yeah,
that's
for a different reason.
Well, yeah, before you wanted to do nip and tuck.
Yeah,
before it was I want to be a BBL.
I want to be
Dr.
a BBL fatty doctor.
She was like, I'm trying to do, the lipos, and now it's like I want to save and help people who need like reconstruction.
Yeah.
But did you ever like not want to do it? Were you ever like, let me do another specialty? I don't want to do this anymore.
I think the thing that sometimes have put me off is the idea of the competition, because it's a lot of work. I think if I was to think of other specialties that I was going to maybe go into, I was probably going to go into adjacents anyway. So thinking, maybe do I want to go down a dermatology pathway, or was I interested in I cannot do screwdrivers, so orthopedics wasn't it wasn't the best thing. But yeah, so just things adjacent. So I didn't really ever spin too far off where my heart was set. How about you?
That is so cute. Do you know what? I'm actually similar to you in the sense that I only went to medical school because I wanted to do obs and gynae.
Really?
I don't know if I've told the story on the podcast before, but so I'm like an avid reader, and I have been like a reader since I was young. And I was reading this series called Confessions of a Shopaholic.
You have.
I told the story, okay.
But go.
But so basically, one of them, she was an obstetrician, and I was like, she looks so glam. I want to be an obstetrician, because I actually wanted to be a midwife at the time. And then I was like, oh, obstetricians are midwives, but they're doctors and they get paid more. I'm going to be an obstetrician. So yeah, that's what I've applied for. So I'm a few years behind you, because I've taken a lot, like a longer route.
They call it the scenic route, right?
I've taken the scenic route, you know. So yeah, I should be, if I just took the normal route, I think I'd be an ST3. Yeah, I'd be probably the same as you, an ST3.
Yeah, because I went straight through, but bar like 6 months.
Yeah. But no, I've applied for obs and gynae training, ST1, so it's run through. So hopefully I'll be starting specialty training August or October, depending on where I end up working.
Stay tuned for future seasons with our obs and gynae. Your obs and gynae reg then, if you're ST1, or do you guys still call yourself like...
We're still SHOs. SHOs,
with old terminology, because we're all resident doctors now.
We're resident doctors. But then you're registrar from ST3, yeah. Yeah,
but we still, like, our unit still calls us resident doctors, like all of us,
so
to make
you know what? I'm actually out of clinical medicine at the moment.
Oh my gosh.
I occasionally work in A&E, like here and there, but...
This is why she loves off ED doctors for her desert.
Do people actually call themselves resident doctors?
Well, in my unit we do. And my unit's really, they're so like
okay,
we want you guys to feel like actual people and not like slaves to the system, which I love. But yeah, like the consultants actively are like, yes, the resident doctor, they're here, which is nice. And then like I've even had the consultant ask me, do you prefer resident doctor or do you prefer registrar? And I'm like, I'm easy. As long as the patient knows what's going on.
You should say, you work so hard to get to registrar. You're saying, call me resident doctor, I beg. You should be called the reg.
I literally introduce myself as a plastic surgery doctor. What does that even mean to patients? True. As long as they know that I'm the doctor from the plastic surgery team.
That's true. To be fair, they don't know the difference half the time. So they know like consultant doctor.
Yeah, it's literally, are you a consultant or not?
Yeah, that's all they want to know.
Are you the one doing my operation? Yes. Are you the consultant? No. Like that.
Oh gosh.
But yeah. So obs and gynae, how exciting. Can we ask you this? When did you find out?
In a couple weeks.
Ooh, okay.
It's kind of scary, but you know what? Like, every time I tell someone I want to do obs and gynae, they either tell me two things. So they either say, you look like an obs and gynae doctor. Like, if I tell like one of the doctors at work, they're like, yeah, you look like an O&G doctor. I don't know what that means. Like, I want to know what the like stereotypes are that are associated with specialties. Like, what's an obs and gynae stereotype? Do you know any? Because I'm just like,
always on maternity leave. That's obs and gynae. They call dermatology derma holiday for the fact that they're never around.
I think when I think of a dermatologist, the stereotype, I think it's just someone who's just like, they're the epitome of soft life. They're just chilled,
heels to work, cute dress,
love,
in out. Do you need the dermatologists to review your patient? You send either a message and they'll come when they're ready. That might be 3 days down the line, 4 days down the line, next week. They're living life.
Plastic surgeons, my stereotype, I just think you guys look like you look, I haven't worked with many plastic surgeons, let me just say this. But when I have, you guys just feel like you look like, I mean, how do I describe this? You look like you think you're the best. They are so like, yeah, we're plastics. Do you know what I mean? They walk around the hospital like, we're plastics. That is what it is. You guys are really proud.
Wow.
That's my experience of plastic.
Is that the vibe you've got from me?
No, I haven't seen you in the
You haven't seen me in my element.
I haven't seen you in your element. But plastics are always like, and they just like go on wall and there's like 4 of them. It's always like a smaller team.
We move in a small pack.
Yeah, they move in a small pack.
A click.
And they have like a clipboard. The hospital I worked at, they had a clipboard. I was thinking, you guys are doing too much now.
We didn't do that.
You guys are doing too much.
We don't do that.
Ortho, I think of...
Ortho are known for being banter, but ortho are also...
funny.
Sorry, you don't...
sorry to that man. I do not find orthopedics funny.
Wow. I think when I love a medical meme. I love a medical meme. And when I look at ortho memes, it's always like they literally have deleted all of medicine from their head, and if it's not fixing a bone, they don't want to know about it. Like if you show an ortho doctor, for example, an ECG, they're like, what's that?
That's true.
Those are the vibes I get from
when
ortho.
I think of surgeons, I think of people who don't know how to manage like medical emergencies. I'm gonna be a surgeon who are surgical specialists. Like,
no, but you're both.
But I'm both.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like when I've worked on surgery, and they'll be like, call the med reg for everything. Talk to the medics. Talk to the medics. I'm just like, you don't need to talk to the medics for this pleural
Then
effusion.
why are they calling plastics to close a wound that can be closed by anyone? We're not wound management doctors. We're plastics and reconstructive surgeons.
See what I was telling you guys? See what I was saying?
We're not your wound closure service. We're not your debridement service. We are reconstructive surgeons.
So that's mine. So people can say, so back to the point, people always say that, and I don't know what energy that I give. Maybe someone else can tell me, but I don't know. And then the second thing they say is like, why?
Why?
They're like, why would you want to do that? Your life's going to be hell. It's going to be stressful.
You know what? Obs and gynae, it does seem like a lot.
It is a lot. And like, I keep thinking to myself, should I do this? Like, it's a lot of work and it's really stressful and it's high pressure. But it's the only thing in medicine that I can truly say that I've loved. And I think, I know I could go down a route that's probably a little bit easier, like a shorter training pathway. But I don't know about you, but I would rather, I think everything is hard. And I think you need to choose your hard.
You need to choose
and
your
it's like, I don't, like, especially if you're working full time, that's where you're going to be most of your life. You're going to be in work. Why would I want to do something I don't enjoy?
What do you love about it?
Oh, I feel like I'm doing an interview right now, but I can talk more freely. I think I really love women. I love talking to women about their menstrual cycles, their periods, babies. I love the whole physiology, like reproductive physiology is something that I'm so interested in. I just think it's so cool. And I love the fact that like you can do surgery and then you can also do like clinic and help with like medical management of deliveries. And I think it has such a wide, there's so many things you can do within it. I think more than like most specialties, because it's like technically 2 in 1. But you can go so like down so many different avenues, so many different routes. And I think I get bored really easily.
Yeah.
And I don't like long ward rounds. I don't like patients who are like, I don't like it when I'm on a ward round and a patient's been on the ward for 6 months because they're waiting for social things. Like,
that's not great.
It's not my interest. I don't really care about those kind of things. Like you said, I'm like more surgical. Like I want quick in and out answers, surgery.
Come in, have
scan,
a problem, fixed it.
Do you know
go
what
home.
I mean? Get out. Like, not get out. You know, see you later. Not see you later.
To be honest, most of your patients should be out the door quite quickly.
That's what we want. We want you in and out. And I just think, like a baby being born, that is something that is literally, you can't, that feeling is like the endorphins. I remember when I did it as an F2, every C-section, I would be like tearing up.
I think I remember
like, oh my gosh,
what people say about you obs and gynae people.
What?
You're a bit crazy. Crazy.
People say that.
Yeah. Bit of a wild card in the hospital. Like, we never really know what you guys are up to in your little corner there.
You know what we do? We're delivering babies.
We're
helping bring life into the world.
Yeah.
That is what we're doing.
Doing something that's worrying everyone else, because you never know what your next steps are going to be.
But no, I like it so much. But I think, do you know what's funny? Even though this is my specialty of choice, I don't see myself becoming a consultant.
What does that mean?
It's so weird. This is going to sound crazy, but stick with me. Let me land.
She's obs and gynae crazy. See it?
Basically, I love it, but I don't think that I'm very aware of the challenges that come with that specialty. So I don't anticipate being able to last 10 years or whatever it takes to be a consultant. And I've always said I don't want to just be a doctor, and I want to pursue other things. And like, I work in tech right now. I also do aesthetics. I'm going to do it until I don't enjoy it anymore, then I'm going to leave. Yeah. Basically.
But why does all of that mean you can't be a consultant?
Because I think the road to consultant, not just in obs and gynae, for most specialties, is difficult. It's like 7-8 years of like on-calls, nights, long hours. And, you know, as women, some of us would want to have children, and that's going to just elongate training anyway. Hold on.
It may be like, bless you, the summer seasons are maybe coming, but some of us are still dealing with winter.
No, do you know what? My hay fever's in March.
Oh, really? Oh, it's hay fever. Bless you.
What was I saying? I can't remember now.
You were saying that you don't think you can make it to consultancy, which I think is wild.
I know. Do you know what? It's not even like, because I don't think that's not my goal. My goal in life or in my career is not to be a consultant. My goal is to help women to like be able to leverage technology to like reduce maternal mortality in like Black women and like women from deprived backgrounds, and to like enjoy my life and make money. Do you know what I mean?
I still don't see why you can't do that as a consultant. Like,
I might be able to, but if I'm not going to be that's not like the be all and end all for me. If I have 3 kids and I'm 37 and I'm still an ST5 because I've taken time out of training on maternity leave, and I'm like, I want to stay home with my kids and it's not actually worth it anymore, I would have had a good 5-6 years. That's a good run. How many babies would I have delivered? Hundreds, I'm sure.
And then your own.
And I'm okay. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, well, I had a good time, but...
Interesting.
I'm just like, if I get to consultancy, I get to consultancy. If I don't, that's fine.
I'm more of like a why can't I have it all person. I'm like, yeah, I can make it to consultancy and I can travel the world and I can have a business and I can have like 10 hobbies and like what else I want to do, like start a new venture. Like, why not just try do it all? It's probably why I'm very sleep deprived, but you know.
Do you know what? I think that I used to think that you could do it all. I'm not going to lie. But now, like I said, I've got 3 different things that I'm trying to pursue. It's hard. It's really difficult to be working in tech full time, then trying to prepare for exams and interview, then having aesthetics clients, and then trying to make time for your friends. You can't do any. I don't think I can do all of it successfully. You can't. I could do it all patchy, not putting much effort into getting new clients, or like not doing that well at work because I need to make sure I log off at 6 on. Do you know what I mean? Something has to give, whether it's my own personal life or my aspects of my career. And as much as I've always wanted to be able to do it all, I know that I can't. And with a specialty like obs and gynae, which is so full on, even if I go less than full time, maybe I could do one thing on the side as well. But to do all 3, and I have hobbies on top of that, and I have friends, I'm just one girl. I'm just a girl.
A lot of people are going less than full time now, though.
I will be.
To do life.
Yeah.
To do life. And I get it. I didn't get it before. But I had 6 months between starting ST3 and finishing my core training. And I was like, whoa, is this life? Is this what you guys have been getting up to?
Yeah.
It's nice.
It's so nice.
It's nice.
But I mean, now that you've started specialty training, is there anything that you wish you knew before you started or before you chose plastic surgery? Has there anything that's like shocked you in the first 2 months?
I don't know. It's been interesting. I don't know whether there's things you hear and you hear about and you see like things written down about how your day's going to go, but until you actually live it, it's so different. Last weekend, I had my first weekend on call, and it's technically a 48-hour on call, but plus a few hours, so it's more of like a 52-hour on call. And like usually as an SHO, when I used to finish my on calls on a night, I could probably be like, oh, you know what, let's just ride it out, stay up till the evening, try go gym and keep yourself active so you can normalise your sleep schedule. No, I was finished. I was up operating till midnight, like after midnight, and then I had a golden case the next morning, which means I had to be the first person operating starting from 7:30. Between that time, I had to also prepare a presentation that I was giving that morning, which started literally 9 o'clock, so right after my golden case. And during all that time, I somehow had to get water. You literally have to have 5 heads and 7 arms, is what I'm realising. So although I felt like it'd be rush up until registrar, and then I'd be able to maybe like slow it all the way down, I think part of, especially going straight from SHO to registrar, part of that step up has now meant that it's still a lot of a balancing game, and there's still so much that you need to achieve, and it's not like you get to that next stage and you can just chill. Like, it's then cool, now how do I channel all that energy that I had before into the new things that I have to do? So I think it's pretty constant is one thing I probably like let myself know. And it's challenging in a different way, and use your brain in a different way as well.
Really? Do you feel like you have I'm assuming there's more responsibility now that you're a registrar.
Yeah, I have juniors.
No way.
People ask me questions.
So when you said that you're operating doing your golden case independently?
Yeah.
Start to finish?
Yeah. Sometimes the boss will pop their head and be like, all right.
No way.
But yeah,
that is so cool.
It's so different, and I feel like I just need to be a bit more switched on all the time now.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because sometimes you're watching someone and they just hand you the knife, like, carry on. You've seen what I've done, now you do it. But yeah.
Oh, that is so cool. I can't believe you're just here operating independently. I can't wait for that to be me, to be honest. I'm really looking forward to it.
I think a big part of me choosing what I wanted to do was just having kind of that growth, that independence, and like just seeing how I'd be able to grow as a person from my job as well. I don't know what kind of influenced your decision-making process, like what your like 3 top factors were when deciding.
Oh gosh, well, I decided a long time ago, and you know what? When I decided when I was like 15 or something, I wanted money. I wanted the prestige. Okay. And I wanted like a nice lifestyle, which kind of goes hand in hand with money. But I'd say the reason I've continued to choose it, like, you know, if that makes sense, the reason I haven't changed my mind, I think the 3 factors would be the skills that you learn. So I really like surgery, and I like that I can learn surgical skills, whether it's like C-sections or laparoscopy. The next one, job satisfaction. I feel like it's so satisfying. It is so satisfying to like, I can't deliver a baby.
I love that.
Sorry guys. And then third, I think flexibility. Now that's gonna sound crazy because I know that it's kind of like stressful, long hours and things, but I think that because you can go less than full time quite easily for obs and gynae, like you don't have to give a reason. I'm like, perfect. Because if I want to drop down a little bit, I can drop down. No one's asking me why. Or like, you know what I mean? So I do like that aspect of it. I think it's really important. I think all specialties should allow you to go less than full time.
Yeah. I think plastics does. I don't know about the other specialties.
But what about you? What were your top 3 factors?
When deciding plastics? I definitely think like job satisfaction, really big and important one. And I've seen that from like the seniors I've worked with. I do really enjoy the non-resident on-calls. Although we will do a 52-hour, unless we need to be in the hospital physically, we can at least be like a 10-20 minute drive away from the hospital.
Oh, really?
Whilst doing our on-call, which is a bit nicer. On demanding days, less nice. On less demanding days, it's good. And then what else? I think the other thing is like the community aspect of it. Although I like to say that I don't like people and I like to be a little Grinch and like pretend that I'm really like introverted, like I like the fact that plastics is so dynamic in that you do operate top to toe, and like you will maybe want to have a chat with your like ortho colleague or your infectious disease colleague, or like there's so many teams we bounce off, and you're literally like the BNOC of like the medical world, like the big name.
Oh my gosh. Guys, did you hear what she said? When she said BNOC, I thought, what is that?
Well, I haven't heard that in a long
time.
If
you're old like us, when you were at uni, I don't know if they still use it now, BNOC meant big name on campus. So this is what I said about plastics. You not think you're the best. So she just said that she likes that she's a big name in the hospital. She walks around probably like, yeah, I'm plastic, excuse me.
You need to know your colleagues.
Yeah.
You need to know your colleagues, and you always be able to call on each other, and it's cool.
That's true. That's one reason why I want to stick to the hospital that I trained in for F1, F2 for my specialty training. Well, that deanery anyway. Because do you know what's nice? It's like, if I need to do like pick up an A&E referral, they'll know me because I did A&E there. Nice. Or like a lot of my friends have gone into anaesthetics and like different things. I can just be like, oh,
same area.
Yeah, you know, let me just call them. Like, you know, I think that's nice because it makes referring much easier.
It does. I'm actually in the same deanery as my SHO years. And I know I'm now going to rotate back to hospitals. And when I like join a new team, they're like, oh, do you know blah, blah? Oh, that's my mate. And you automatically start forming bonds like straight away.
So nice. It's so interesting to see like where everyone's kind of ended up from, like not even just med school, but F1, F2, you know. And I feel, do you know what? I always say this, but I think people really, senior doctors underestimate how much they can have an impact, an influence, on what specialty we decide, what we choose. Because Even though I was never interested in medicine. When I did my gastro rotation in F1, I was like, I might actually choose this.
Stop.
I might have a little bit of gastro because the consultants were really nice. It was like a nice team, like really nice vibe. And I thought, I wouldn't mind this.
You could.
And I feel like people need to start being nicer.
They do. I was actually scared away from gastro at med school.
Really?
Yeah. I remember going on the rotation and everyone was in the most sour moods. I was like, you guys don't seem happy.
Yeah.
This energy's not giving. I'm not getting anything that seems that I want to be in this place in the future from this. So yeah, that is a really big deterrent, or like something that can draw you towards something. I think similarly, plastics consultants that I've met in general they've had this joy about them, which I really liked. So that's definitely drawn me towards them lot.
See, and you know what? When you're in med school, I think it's so important as well to like whatever specialty you might have an interest in, like I can't remember what they call them now. Ours was called SSC, so special selected components.
Yeah, or even in like summer we had SSUs, special selected unit. I think people have special selected modules as well. And
see, because I did one in pediatric cardiothoracic surgery.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, guys, once in a lifetime. I was there like in a pediatric heart transplant. It was the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's so random.
It was and like the consultant, I remember forgetting him. The consultant I was with, he really pushed me. Like he would make me, like when I sat with his clinics, he'd make me listen to all the murmurs first, and he'd make me like, what is this murmur?
What's this? What's that? Oh,
what's this? What's that? God. I was sick at murmur. There wasn't a murmur that I didn't know.
Really? Do you think you still got it?
No. But I'm still pretty good.
Okay.
But not like I used to be.
Not a murmur queen.
But that swung me. And then I saw the competition ratios.
For peds oncology?
No, pediatric
cardiothoracic surgery.
The thing is, right, I think that one thing that has put me, because I actually really love surgery, and I would do breast surgery, but I know that's like the gen surge pathway. I don't like wahala. I don't like stress. The surgical training pathway is the definition of stress. To get into core training, portfolio, nah, sorry. I can't, because there's nothing, I don't want it that much. Even if obs and gynae was like that, I might do it.
Is it not like that?
No.
Oh.
No.
I assumed everyone had a similar struggle.
No, just y'all.
Okay.
Not us. So yeah, I'm not gonna choose something that's gonna be too much work. I think we work, like, it was stressful getting into medical school. It was stressful completing medical school. It was stressful F1, F2. The MSRA is stressful.
When will you rest?
You know what I mean? I was like, I love it, but I can do something else.
So what advice would you give to yourself as like a med student, foundation doctor, when picking a specialty?
I think I'd say what I echoed earlier. Everything is hard, so choose your hard, and also make sure you really get to know yourself. Choose a specialty that is going to suit your personality and like who you are to your core. Like I said, I'm a girl's girl, and I get bored very easily. So therefore, I need a chaotic, stressful specialty all about women. Do you know what I mean? Something that's going to keep me on my toes. But and I'd also say that the things that you want as a 20-year-old or 22-year-old will not be the same things you want when you're like 30 or about to be 30.
Touché.
You know what I mean? You might think that you want to be a consultant, you want to get through something quickly, you want to do a really short training pathway. But then as you get older, you realise that that's not important. Like, it's okay if you become a consultant at 40.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
Fine.
Like, you don't need to rush. And it's okay to take the senior route, which I've done. But I think that's advice I'd give to anyone else who's kind of thinking about specialty training or what their life might look like post F1. But what about you?
I'd say kind of against what you said.
Two opposites here, guys.
I know. We do this a lot.
We do.
When it comes to picking a specialty, I would not let the competition put me off. As you said, pick your struggle.
Yeah.
And it's either you do that initial struggle of, I have to get all my portfolio ready, I have to hoop jump, or you do the what if struggle later down the line. And I really did not see, I wanted to be where I am now, when I was future planning mentally, did I see myself actually getting here? Not really. But I was like, put all your eggs in a basket and go for it.
It's true. No, I agree with that.
I've ended up where I've ended up, which is still takes me by shock on random days. I don't even want to get into imposter syndrome right now.
Oh, that could be another episode.
I know. But yeah, so I'm still kind of like, whoa, how did I get here? But it's still been like so amazing. I do not regret like I don't regret all of the like social commitments that I had to miss and things I had to do to get to where I am now. Because I think all in all, like, it's just gonna, like, it's scenic in its own way.
I agree.
And it's probably just gonna make me appreciate what I've kind of built for myself in the future a bit more.
No, well. I completely agree with that. Like, if for me it didn't suit me to pursue something that was very competitive to get into, but equally I've chosen something that's got the highest dropout rates, and that's just because I think if you have a vision of what you want to do, you're passionate about something, don't let other people throw you off at all. Like, I've chosen the scenic route. I'm trying to do a few things at once. People look at me like I'm crazy. I'm just like, this is my life.
This is it.
You know, I'm going to pursue this. Yeah. I'm going to do it. And same for you. You're like, it was difficult. You probably had to miss a lot of things, sacrifice a lot.
Yeah.
But you just have to have tunnel vision when it comes to your dream, to be honest, and where you want to be, whichever specialty that might be, because people will try and put you off. They'll try and say that you should do something else, but just do what you want.
Do what you want.
Do what you want.
And I think also ask questions. I think one thing that's nice about working with people at different levels of their career is being like, asking questions about their personal life. Most people don't mind it, and people love talking about themselves. So being like, so what do you get up to on the weekends? Like, how's your family? Do you know what I mean? Asking those questions to find out whether they actually are able to have a social life. It's so important.
It is.
I've met consultant or senior trainees at the time, who were women who weren't able to see their kids at the weekends because they were just so busy. Where I met people that like go surfing and have loads of hobbies that they've developed during their time working. So I think finding out how people done it's really important too. Yeah,
definitely agree. But good luck choosing specialties. I think more people don't know what they want to do, which I think is great because you have the time to explore.
Yeah.
So please do that and listen to this podcast again and again if you need to kind of help like make that decision for you. But I think that's us for this episode.
I think that's us. So
yeah, thank you very much for listening. Don't forget to check us out on socials, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok as well now at Melanin Medics, and we'll catch you in the next episode.
Thanks again. Bye.